What's going on, my Astro family? Yes, we are having another event in the skies, and that is going to be our lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces that is happening on September 17th, 2024. And guys, get ready for dramatic endings, sudden new beginnings. The full moon is going to be revealing hidden truths. Things are going to be bubbling to the surface that has always been there, but it's just going to make itself known. We're going to have to make those major decisions and transformation with regards to what this energy is bringing us. So you can expect big shifts and changes within your relationship. I'm talking about dramatic changes and transformation through the process of self-discovery. With this particular lunar eclipse, get ready for major spiritual breakthroughs and some emotional growth. And the full moon eclipse that's happening in Pisces is going to set the stage for a brand new cycle of change and a new chapter in our life. So just to give you guys a background, full moons and eclipses reveal hidden truths. So full moons and lunar eclipses are about moments of culmination when things that have been brewing under the surface come forth into the spotlight. And these types of cosmic events, they bring clarity to situations that have been unclear or unresolved for some times. So you've been sweeping something under a rug, you just haven't had the energy to deal with it. Guess what? The energy is coming because the full moon is going to intensify those emotions related to those areas in your life that this full moon is affecting. And as the energy of the eclipse stirs up drama, particularly in the areas of life ruled by the house and the sign where the full moon falls in your chart, you're going to have heightened energy. And this heightened energy can lead to an intense internal crisis. And this often reveals the gaps or deficiencies where we are lacking in our lives and are just not happy with that lack. And this can be a perfect time to dive deep into what we emotionally will require to feel complete and those areas that are influenced heavily by the eclipse in our charts. So expect I have to warn you, a temporary cloud of uncertainty because this energy bursts forward and the energy is so potent that we have a surge of emotions that makes us just irrational, and we cannot be really contain and don't really know how to navigate the energy that's happening that's suddenly being activated by the eclipse. So one important thing to remember is that when the eclipses first happen, they tend to obscure or hide our vision temporarily because there's just too much going on. And so while we might feel a strong urge to act, it's better to just sit, chill, just chillax for a minute and let our inner wisdom guide us. That might be hard to do, but if you have this information, then you're prepared, and you should know, take a deep breath and just wait until the energy passes, get a hold of it before you make major moves or whatever. So full moons, they already amplify your emotions. And, when it's combined with an eclipse, the impact is 10 times as great, 10 times as more intense. And so that means your judgment is not in the best situation. Is not oriented for you to make those choices that affects your life. So you have to take a chill pill. So rather than just rushing to conclusions, you just gotta, press pause and allow the time to reflect and trust that clarity is going to come. Right. And so when the eclipses hit, patience is the key, because guess what? You're not the only one feeling this burst of emotion. Other people are feeling it too. So they might be acting a little strange towards you, and you're looking at them like, what the hell? Like, what is their problem? Know that they are being influenced, and, give them some grace before you act and you judge their actions, because they might not be getting this information. They might not know. Know that eclipses bring relationship shifts. Lunar eclipses often highlight relationship dynamics, so they trigger moments of realization about what we truly need from our connections, which can lead through breakthroughs and breakups and sudden connections. And sometimes these realizations involves, they do involve our partnerships, obviously, with others, but they often are, as they are about relationships. It's not only about the relationships with the people that we encounter maybe suddenly or even every other day, but they're also about our relationships to the subjects that are governed by the house that the eclipses affect within our chart. And so I'm going to speak generally about how they affect every sign specifically and in a very general manner. But if you want to know how it is going to affect you, you can always book a reading with me and we can, unpack how the eclipses will affect you. So moving on though, emotional intensity of these moments can lead to significant changes, obviously. And some relationships, they probably will end by the challenges that are called forth and unearthed and are surfacing because they can no longer stay under the surface. While others, relationships might be challenged to and gain strength and a newfound understanding of what mutual needs are so that the relationship can stand on even stronger ground after you address what is needed. So dramatic changes and transformations in relationships, and that's honestly through self-discovery, because the lunar eclipse, while it focuses on relationship dynamics, we also, you can't be in a relationship, well, you can be in a relationship by yourself, but and we all have a relationship to ourselves. But what I'm trying to say is that the lunar eclipse kind of forces us to go inward and look at the things that we are not content with, the things that our soul calls to transform so that we can live a better life. So as we go through the process of self-discovery, the relationships transform dramatically. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And so during this period, relationships, they experience sudden challenges, breakthroughs and endings. Everything seems so intense and so magnified as emotions run high because of the surge from the lunar eclipse. And they give us an awareness of what we lack in our lives, and they push us into taking action to address those imbalances, and thus brings about the change and the transformation. So although the initial phase may feel chaotic or uncertain, that often leads to powerful revelations that can steer us toward a more meaningful path in life. And that is the point, guys. And so this series of lunar eclipses is going to start on the 17th of September, and they are going to stretch through 2027. So it's going to happen over a period of 2.5 years. And it is going to be in the sign in the Virgo Pisces axis in our charts. So the Virgo Pisces axis is activated, and this particular eclipse series is going to invite us to explore how well we are balancing the practical everyday aspects of our material lives with our spiritual and emotional needs. Because Virgo and Pisces, Virgo rules the 6th house, Pisces rules the 12th house. The 6th house is all about our everyday routines, our health needs, and the tools that we use to get through our material lives, while the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and that's ruled by things that are hidden, things that are unseen, the spiritual realm, our connection to the divine, and God, our higher sense of self. Our higher sense of self, and our spiritual health and things like that. So Virgo's influence focuses on the tools and the ways that the methods we use to manage our daily routines, health, and the desire for to have our materials lives run the way we want it to. And under Virgo's energy, we become more aware of the imperfections, because Virgo is all about the meticulous detail. And so we can see through Virgo, or that the energy of Virgo helps us to see the flaws and imperfections more acutely when it is activated. So, and when this lunar eclipse is activated, you're going to see without a doubt what in your life is flawed and imperfect, and you're going to want to change that. And on the opposite end, Pisces governs, like I said, our spiritual lives. And this is emphasizing our connection to the divine, our intuition, and our emotional and spiritual health. And so what this is going to be, let me just continue on now. Well, Pisces energy also allows us to see the beauty in imperfection and chaos, while Virgo is like, no, we need order in the court. Okay, order in the court. So this eclipse is encouraging us to seek harmony between the material and the spiritual realms. That's what it's calling us to do. And so focusing too much on either end of the spectrum, whether living in chaos or becoming too, overly rigid, that's going to create that imbalance between that realm of the material world and the spiritual world. It's all about finding the balance there. And then as we move into this conversation with you guys, how our everyday lives with regards to the area that it's affecting in our chart, like how are we focusing there or not, to the point where it's giving or detracting from our spiritual needs, our spiritual, mental, and emotional health, right? That is what this eclipse is going to be, working with through us, right? It's going to ask us to find a sweet spot between spiritual fulfillment and our daily responsibilities. If you're too focused in your daily, but you're neglecting your spiritual health, that's a problem. You're going to find breakdown with regards to how those are affecting you. And we have a little bit of nuance here because we have the lunar eclipse is going to be connected to Neptune, which is aligned with the moon, and the influence of Neptune is going to add a layer of fantasy and idealism as it rules Pisces. So honestly, I think that it's going to have a layer of divine connection associated with it. So I think there's going to be like sudden revelations and sudden breakthroughs spiritually that you're going to have with regards to where these areas touch in your chart. And it's also aspecting Jupiter, and Jupiter's job is to expand or to exaggerate whatever it touches. So that's this energy is going to be on 10. It's going to be even heightened even further. And it's also being aspected by Uranus in a pretty desirable way. So I think the changes will come about somewhat easy. Okay. This lunar eclipse is also giving us spiritual insights. And like I said, I already said that, but spiritual insights, which is leading to emotional growth. So the events around the eclipse are likely to push us toward greater emotional understanding and spiritual connection from within. So we may realize that in order to feel fulfilled, we need to pay attention to our mental and emotional well-being. We got to let go of stress, and we got to become more passionate to ourselves. We have to learn self-compassion and towards others. And so at this time, we're also going to have to take a break, possibly from the daily grind, and focus on nurturing our spiritual needs, right? We can't be so wrapped up in the material that we're neglecting our spiritual needs. So this is going to allow for personal growth and deeper connections also to those around us. And maybe we're going to sever ties to those around us and our relationship to things in our environment that's not contributing to us spiritually, that we're just way too focused on in this material world. So, guys, this, like I said, cycle is going to bring about the beginning of a new journey. Okay. So this eclipse will set the tone for your life that's going to carry on until 2027. And it's all about how we navigate our material life and in a way that enriches us. And so although changes may feel big now, they're opening doors to new experiences and fresh perspectives and ultimately a better life. And so as we dive deeper into this lunar eclipse, let's talk about how it's going to affect your sign. So you can see how it's going to influence your path forward through the next 2.5 years through 2027. Let's get it, guys. What's up, Pisces? So the eclipse is happening in your sign on September 17th, 2024. And this, what does it have in store for you? Major changes, major transformation, big shifts, huge drama. And this is happening with you personally because it's happening in your first house, Pisces. So you're going to be a completely different person after these series of eclipses is done with you, as the eclipses happen in your first house and your seventh house, Virgo. Whew. Big shifts. Big shifts because you're changing personally, and because you're changing personally, your relationships are changing in response to you. So, wow, Pisces, surprising shifts in your personal life and identity. The lunar eclipse in your sign is going to put the spotlight on you, emphasizing your personal goals, your self-expression, and your sense of identity. Okay. Hidden aspects of your personal life or something you've been avoiding to deal with may surface at this time. And the eclipse happening in your first house is bringing just major realizations and important changes. You can't hold back anymore. You're going to have to make those changes as these eclipses unfold. So you may feel directly a sudden urge to assert, you're going to feel a sudden urge to assert your independence, or you experience a situation that challenges your ability to lead or stand on your own, and you just do it. Okay. This could manifest as a moment where you decide to take control and redefine how others see you. You're going to be reaching a turning point in your relationship. Either you're going to be taking that relationship to the next level, or again, because you change, the relationship change, you take it to the next level, or you let the relationship go, or the relationship lets you go. Either way, it's for your own good. But I think it's more or less because you're changing, it's happening with you, that you're going to be the one who's making the change. The central themes, Pisces, revolves around finding balance between standing on your own and being connected to others. So being true to yourself so that you could be true in the face of others. Being who you're meant to be so that you can have and be in the relationships you're supposed to be in as you are supposed to be. You're redefining yourself and making bold changes around this eclipse. Let me just say this to you, Pisces. You're going to be getting major realizations as the or major realizations and insights to what changes are going to be unfolding over the next 2.5 years through 2027. But don't make any sudden changes right now. You never make sudden changes during the right in the midst of an eclipse, because you don't have all the information. The energies are running too high. Things are way too chaotic, and you are going to make missteps that don't serve you, and you'll end up having to backtrack. And we are hot-headed and just ready to go and full of this volatile energy during the eclipses. And I just always say your power is in the calm. Whenever you see somebody and they're hot-headed and they're making a rash decision and they've got all this riled up energy and they do things, they often regret it. They often make silly mistakes, and they often have to backtrack. You don't want to be in that situation. Your power is in maintaining your cool, gathering the details of those clues that's being presented to you as to what changes, what pathways are being opening up to you, are presenting themselves, and then you take note of it and you make moves about a week after, starting a week after the eclipse energy, because you'll be better oriented to make the best choices suitable for the big changes that's coming your way when you have all the information. Okay. You're going to be discovering a new path forward. Right. And on the 17th, those deep emotions are going to be stirred up. It's going to be revealing those insights that's going to lead you to the new life path. That's just what's happening. Your life today is not going to look anything like what it looks like in 2.5 years from now. So you're going to start to gain fresh perspectives about your personal aspirations, your health, your outlook on life. You're going to be creating a foundation for growth and transformation that's more authentic to who you are. You can't go forward with what's happening right now because it's spiritually draining. And so you have to move forward with doing what serves you spiritually and what gives you spiritual nourishment, because that's what feeds the rest of your life. So take your time through these changes as they unfold. Allow yourself to explore your true desires and your new direction in life that's unfolding in front of you. You're going to be navigating emotional intensity through these transformations, okay? So you will find yourself dealing with those intense, high emotions and internal contradictions. That's just a part of the process as you reflect on what truly matters to you and you take this journey through self-discovery to become who you're supposed to be, Pisces, right? Be mindful that strong desires or sudden impulses could be driven by internal restlessness, not necessarily long-term clarity. And that's what I'm talking about with these energies that are ignited during the lunar eclipse. Those sudden impulses, they do bring about some sort of restlessness where you want to move. No, your power is in your calm, get control of yourself and take hold of the energy. Don't let the energy control you, because your power is in your ability to control your emotions and make those decisions when the dust settles. It's wise to give yourself space before making this significant decision, allowing time for your feelings to settle so you can have a true understanding emerge that is in alignment with who you really are. Okay. So while this period urges transformation, it's important to move forward with care and thoughtfulness to ensure changes are meaningful and lasting. Okay. So the eclipse is going to set the tone for this new chapter that's unfolding in your life, where you'll need to find the balance between your individuality and your relationships on the basis of your spiritual wellness. Okay. And so if you benefited or if you got any value from this conversation, Pisces, please talk to me, baby, in the comments. Put or write in the comments, embracing the transformation, because I want to know. I really want to connect with you guys and see if we're having valuable conversations. And until next time, keep your hearts open and your spirits connected, Pisces. Ciao for now.